In a village nestled beside a grand lake, there lived a young woman named Marwe. Every day, Marwe walked along a narrow path leading to the lake, carrying a basket of clothes on her head. She was loved by everyone for her kind heart and gentle spirit. Marwe adored the lake. It was like a close friend, with water so clear that you could see fish darting around below. The lake sparkled under the sun, and Marwe felt a strange comfort whenever she was near it, as if it were watching over her. One warm day, as Marwe knelt by the lake washing her family's clothes, something magical happened. The water near her began to shimmer and ripple more brightly than usual, and the gentle ripples grew stronger, forming little waves. Then, right before her eyes, a figure began to rise from the water. Marwe gasped in amazement. Standing before her was a handsome man, with eyes as clear as the water and hair that flowed like gentle waves. His face was kind, and his gaze was calm and steady. Marwe had never seen anyone like him before. "Do not be afraid," he spoke softly, his voice as smooth as the wind over water. "I am Ruwe, the spirit of this lake." Marwe felt her heart racing but also a sense of calm at his presence. She looked at him with wonder. "You are a water spirit," she whispered, amazed. Ruwe nodded with a smile. "Yes, and I have watched you come to the lake every day with kindness in your heart. You are gentle, Marwe, and it is rare to find a heart as pure as yours. I have grown to love you for it." Marwe was taken aback. She had never imagined that the lake she loved so much could hold such a spirit, and that he would feel love for her in return. She felt happiness swell in her heart, though she wasn't quite sure what to say. The words came out softly. "But I am just a simple village girl. How could someone like you love me?" Ruwe looked at her with kindness and respect. "Because true beauty lies in the heart, Marwe, and your heart is as beautiful as this lake." From that day forward, Marwe and Ruwe would meet at the lake every day. She would sit by the shore, and Ruwe would join her, appearing from the water with a smile. They would talk, laugh, and share stories of their different worlds. Ruwe told Marwe of the deep places within the lake where magical creatures lived, and Marwe shared tales from her village and her dreams of seeing the world beyond. But as much as they loved each other, they knew there was a problem. Marwe was from the land, and Ruwe belonged to the water. They came from different worlds, and this saddened Marwe. One evening, with a heavy heart, she asked Ruwe, "How can we truly be together? I love you, Ruwe, but I live here, on the land, and you live beneath the water." Ruwe looked at her thoughtfully, a gentle smile on his face. "If you truly love me, Marwe, you can join me in my world beneath the water. But it is not easy. To be my queen, you must pass 3 tests. If you can do that, then our love will be strong enough to bridge the gap between our worlds." Marwe felt a flicker of both fear and excitement in her heart. She loved Ruwe deeply and was willing to do whatever it took to be with him. "What are the tests, Ruwe?" "The first is a test of bravery," he replied, his voice gentle but firm. "You must be willing to dive into the lake's deep, dark waters without fear. If you can do that, you'll show that you are brave enough to join my world." Marwe took a deep breath and looked out over the lake. She felt a mix of fear and determination. The water was dark and unknown, but she trusted Ruwe with all her heart. Gathering her courage, Marwe stood at the lake's edge and closed her eyes. Then, with a deep breath, she jumped into the water. The cool water wrapped around her, and for a moment, she felt fear. But she remembered Ruwe's words and kept going, her bravery shining brightly in her heart. When she rose from the water, Ruwe was there, smiling proudly. "For your second test," he said, "you must be clever. I will give you a puzzle, and if you can solve it, you will prove your wit." He held out 2 fish, one red and one blue, both shimmering in his hands. "Tell me which fish is older." Marwe studied the fish carefully, examining each one. She noticed that the red fish had small lines on its scales, like rings on a tree trunk. With a smile, she pointed to the red fish. "This one is older. It has more lines on its scales." Ruwe laughed with joy. "You are indeed clever, Marwe." For the final test, Ruwe continued, "You must prove your loyalty. Loyalty is the bond that keeps love strong. As he spoke, a wicked witch appeared out of nowhere, her voice filled with trickery. "Come with me, Marwe," she said with a sly grin. "Forget about the water spirit. I can give you riches and jewels beyond anything you've dreamed." Marwe shook her head firmly. "No, I love Ruwe, and I will not leave him." The witch vanished with a huff, defeated by Marwe's loyalty. Ruwe's face shone with pride and joy. Marwe had passed all 3 tests, proving her bravery, her wit, and her loyalty. With the test completed, Ruwe reached out his hand to Marwe. "Come with me, Marwe. Let me show you the world beneath the water." Hand in hand, they stepped into the lake together. The water swirled around them, clear and magical, and Marwe felt a wonderful warmth as they descended into the deep. The world beneath the lake was more beautiful than Marwe had ever imagined. She saw colorful fish dancing around her, glittering stones lining the lake's floor, and plants that glowed softly in the dim light. Ruwe led her to the heart of his world, where a magnificent coral palace stood, shimmering in the water like a precious gem. The people of the water came forward, welcoming Marwe with joy and celebration. They sang and danced in her honor, grateful to have such a kind queen to rule beside their wise king. Marwe looked at Ruwe, her heart overflowing with happiness. She knew that this was her home now, and she was where she truly belonged. In the underwater kingdom, Marwe and Ruwe were married, surrounded by their friends and the wonders of the lake. There was a great celebration, with singing, laughter, and happiness filling the waters. Marwe felt her heart full to the brim with love and joy. And so, Marwe and Ruwe lived happily in their underwater world. Their love was deep and true, and they ruled with kindness and wisdom. To this day, when the sun shines on the lake, it sparkles brightly, as if celebrating the love story of Marwe and the water spirit. Their love lives on, a beautiful reminder of the bond between the land and the water, shining brightly in the heart of the lake forever.